Okay, it is ready.
Okay.
So you know what? I did it first, and then after going over it a couple times, and then I did the homework assignment also, and I took the homework quiz. I think I got it now, but I did struggle with it at first.
I
Okay.
I
And I,
haven't done the homework yet. I've just done the preparation assignment, and it took me a while.
Yeah, I was just really stuck on the preparation assignment, and it's just not it's just not clicking. I get the um, figuring out what shapes things are and stuff, but when I'm like even on part one, number 3, um, the probabilities and the percentiles and the z-scores, and I know these are things we've learned, but for some reason I cannot pull it out of my head. Um, the right formulas we're supposed to be using, or is this one we're supposed to be putting into the applet? I don't know.
so do you see, did you watch any of the videos?
I watched both the videos twice.
And what about do you see, have you ever watched the video on the very, very bottom where the guy will go over each one of these questions?
No, I did not go over that one on this one. Did
Okay,
that help? I did
that
on the last one.
that did, because I was kind of the same thing. I was like, wait, what's going on? You know, when we got to A, I was like, wait a minute, what? This is like back in lesson 5 or something. Why are we? So I started watching those videos, and it's like we're combining the last 3 lessons into and taking everything that we've learned in the last 3 lessons and combining it into one now.
And
Which,
that makes sense since we've got our exam next week.
yeah, it makes sense that we're combining lessons now and that we're doing review stuff and stuff from the past because the exam is coming and it's going to be over everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's what has me scared is that, oh my gosh, I did fine on this when it was the only thing we were doing, but now it's like a big conglomeration of stuff and I can't remember what is what.
yeah.
I've even gone back over my notes and stuff from the previous lessons, but I guess after the group meeting tonight, I do just need to pull up that bottom one and have it just walk me through everything
It really
because my mind is just boggled.
It really helped me. A was going back to the mean and putting the mean was what was the mean? 10, and the standard deviation was 5. So 10 above, one standard deviation above 10 was 15. 2 standard deviations above that is 20. 3 is 25, and then 1 standard deviation below 10 is 5. So the between 5 and 15 was 1 standard deviation. So that's if you go back to the 68, 98, 99.9
Okay.
rule, that's 68%.
And it took me forever to figure that out. I just stared at it. I had the answer in front of me and I couldn't figure out how they got it.
And that's what I was doing.
I couldn't figure it out either, and it wasn't until I watched that video and I was like, oh, this
And
is
having you explain that now, that definitely does make sense when you string it together like that, with the mean and then the deviation and then the difference between the 5 and 15 is 1 deviation. And 2 deviations would be the 95% and 3 would be the 99.7, right?
yeah.
Yep,
And
exactly.
so then 2 deviations would be between 0 and 20, and then 3 deviations would be -5 and 25.
Okay.
And then
Deviation is 5.
so that was, I don't know, that was like lesson 5 or whatever. And then B is going back to I think last week's lesson where you put in the percentile in the area, 0.40, and it gave you the z-score ends up being -0.253.
Uh-huh.
And then you do the formula, -0.253 equals x, we're solving for x, minus 10 divided by 5. So we know the z-score is -0.253, and so now we're looking for x, which I think we did last week, right?
I think so. I think we did.
And last week it just seemed like it came really, really easy for me.
I agree, and I did the same thing. I looked at it like, what?
I think the reason why it came so easy, though, was because at the time it was the only thing we were thinking about, and we knew automatically what it was. Now we've got this plus this week's plus, everything's coming at us at the same time, and we're trying to figure out which it is.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's the only thing you're focusing on, it's so much easier. And now we've got review thrown in there too, and some of it looks a lot the same and really repetitive.
Yeah.
And not.
And you know what? The homework assignment doesn't go over everything. The homework assignment is just dealing with what we actually learned in lesson 7, and so I think that's, what you're saying is throwing you off. We were probably just going thinking our answers were only based on what we were learning on lesson 7,
Yep.
which is that new formula where the value minus the mean over the standard deviation with the square root thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the homework assignment has everything to do with that. So, yeah, I would recommend watching that video and how he did each one. That really helped me.
And even though I think I've got the answers figured out, I still think I'm going to watch the videos just to make sure I have it really down.
That's what I've done yesterday and today, is just watch those videos, gone back over the textbook part of it, the video part of it, describing the textbook part of it, and just trying to get it to make sense. And this is one I've just struggled with.
Did you just struggle with part 1, or did you struggle with part 2 also?
I didn't spend a lot of time on part 2 because I was trying to get through part 1.
I feel like part 2 had to do with lesson 7, whereas part 1 was kind of a review for the past several lessons.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Do you want to go over part 2 then?
Yeah, let's go ahead, and if you don't mind,
I don't
go
mind.
over just a couple of those.
Well, part 2, the first one, asks you, or question number 4, the sample size is 4, and it's taken from a normally distributed cells data. What is the shape of the distribution?
Well, that's normal.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah.
And then number 5, the
That
sample
one was
size.
normal.
Yeah, same thing. So the sample size.
I guess I did look through this a little bit more than I thought, but
Okay. So the number 6 is the new equation that we have. Which did you go over that one?
I did not. But that is, and then just trying to remember the names of all the letters. So the X bar. So the z-score, the newest formula is the z-score equals x bar minus
The mu.
the mu, or the mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's over the standard deviation, which is is that the sigma sign?
It is.
Yeah.
Over the square root of the population number, correct?
Uh-huh.
Correct. Yep. Yep.
So
So
at least the vocabulary is starting to come.
yeah, and when I've been writing it out, because I was having the same problem, I've been writing out. I'll write out the formula next to it, and then like for this one, I wrote out 40 minus 45, and then above 40 I put the X symbol, and above 45 I put the mu symbol or whatever.
Oh, that's a great
Where did
idea.
you come up with the 45 though?
The 45 is the mean.
45 is the mean, and it is in that right underneath part 2. It gives you all of the information on the company.
Okay.
And it gives you all of the information for the problems.
And when they do that, I also underline, because there's so much information in there that we don't need. I underline the mean, I underline the standard deviation, and I'll underline if it says what the distribution is. So I take and get just the basic information we need so that I can cut out everything else.
I usually write those, just kind of list them. I write, like the mu and an equal sign, whatever the number is. I kind of make a list down on the side of the page so that I've got it kind of just right there.
Yeah, sometimes I do that too. Because I print these out, but if I don't have them printed out, I'll do that. I'll write it out. I'll write mean equals standard deviation equals the value or x equals.
Sure.
And then the n, and then I'll figure out what I need to do based off from that.
Okay, so working through this one again, we've got the mu is 45, the standard deviation is 10, the sample size is 40, so on the bottom we've got
Which one are you?
What number are you doing?
Number 6.
So the sample size is 4.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry.
The value, or the x bar, is 40.
Okay, so we have the 40 minus 45, and all of that's over 10 divided by the square root of 4. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Give me just 1 second.
Nope, that's fine.
So then we've got negative 5
A negative what?
divided by 2.5, which gives you negative 2. Is that right? That's okay.
You should wind up with negative 5 over 10 over 2.
That's what I had done, and then 10 over 2 is 5. Okay, so you're right. So we've got negative 5 over 5, which is negative 1.
0.1.
0.1?
Did I write
Why
that
are
down?
we getting 0.1?
No, it's negative 1.
Okay, I wrote it down wrong. Sorry. I'm just looking at my answer. Sorry, my bad.
I know, I've got so much erased.
So the probability that the is less than 40, so it's the negative 1.
Yes, negative 1, sorry.
And that's actually the probability.
Negative
But I
1.
thought the probability had to be between 0 and 1. Am I getting all that messed up?
No, negative 1 is your z-score. So now you've got to put your z-score into that applet.
That's right. Okay.
And we're looking for less than 40, so it's going to be shaded to the left. And then you'll come up with your probability.
Now, I have found, hold on. And when I worked through the homework last week, I was able to pull up the applet. Is there a trick to pulling it up if it's not already in here?
I have it saved on my desktop, so.
Yeah, I haven't found anything special.
Okay.
I saved it to my desktop, and so I just click on it when I need it.
All right, so I need to go back to the previous lesson and just pull it up and save it. 'Cause
Yeah, I think maybe it was somewhere in the homework or the read-in.
yeah,
There might have been a link to it somewhere in the read-in, but
there was, and that's what I just have to go back and find.
Yeah, I've got to do that.
That's smart enough to save it.
I think we'll be using it a lot, so you should save it.
I agree. May not let me. It's saying if I close out of here that it's going to lock me down because I haven't logged back in a few minutes. Do you guys have what is the address for the applet? Maybe I can just type it in here. Does it come up in your bar? Does it?
Let me look. Yeah, it's really long, but I can give it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the address is file, and then semicolon, and then 3 forward slashes, not backwards, but forward slashes.
Okay.
Capital C, semicolon, forward slash, and then users with a capital U, forward slash. Actually, I don't know if this is going to work for you, because then it says Howell, which is my name.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So, actually, I don't think that will work.
All right. Well, then that's something I'll just have to do after we're finished here then.
Okay. Well, and you get the answers too, but the probability ends up being 0.1587. And I guess you rounded to, well, we're supposed to round it to 3.
1587.
Yeah.
So 0.159.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes the homework answers don't only round it to 2, I've noticed.
Right.
But then in the quizzes, they ask you to round it to 3, so I don't know. I just write it out. I don't pay attention until it actually asks me. But,
right.
Okay, so then number 7. Is they want it in between 35 and 55. So you figure out the z-score for each one. You figure out the z-score with 35, and you figure out the z-score with 55, and then you, which end up being the same answer, just one's negative.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to put that into the applet and shade the middle and get the answer with that one.
Yep.
Okay, so this is all making a whole lot better sense now.
Yeah.
I think I just needed it taught to me in English.
Right.
And then number 8 is the exact same thing. You find the z-score for 41 and you find the z-score for 49, and it ends up being the exact same answer except for one's negative. And it's the same thing. You shade the middle then, and you get the probability for that with the applet. Number 9, you just put in the formula. 50 is your x bar. 45 is your mean again. 10 is still your standard deviation. And then 25 is your n number. And then you get the z-score there, put that into the applet, and we're looking for greater than, so you shade to the right, and then you get the probability.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I did on all of those.
And then the rest of, and then they just give you a new set of numbers, and it's the same thing.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, that sounds tons better.
Number 10, it does ask about the shape of the distribution, and if you read through it, it says that it's right skewed, and since it has a small value, then the shape is still right skewed.
Yeah, right.
But then number 11, they take a bigger value of 40, and so it ends up being approximately normal, because you apply the central limit theorem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the answer to number 12, is you're applying the central limit theorem. Let's see, number 13.
The applet only applies to normal distributions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought that it was gonna, on the homework quiz, I thought there was a trick question on that, but there isn't.
Okay.
But at first I was like, I had to read through it, and I was like, wait a minute, is that like the trick question that there's no answer because you can't do it? But there's not.
Okay, cool. Heads up.
Number 14, you use that same formula. You get your z-score, plug it into the applet, you get your probability. And then number 15 is the same thing. You use the same formula with 37.5 and 42.5. Get your z-score. Again, it ends up being the same number, just one's negative. And you shade in the middle, you get your probability.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that part 2 was a lot easier for me than part 1.
It was, because again, it was all one thing. It was the same thing over and over again, which was way easier than trying to do all of the review and guess which one is which. And
yeah, which when you do the homework assignment, they do have questions in there where you're finding the z-score and there is no n value. So you're going back to the first formula where value minus mean divided by standard deviation.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
To find your z-score. And then they'll have questions with that one, and then they'll have questions where they give you a number n, and then you plug in that square root one.
Okay.
So that was the only difference with the homework assignment, was that you were working with both of those formulas, and you had to know which one you're needing to use.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, should we move on to the quiz then?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
If we have to, I guess.
I know, right? If we really have to. Yeah, 15.
This might log me out. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe it's just teasing.
Oh.
I wish I could print these out. I like having them printed out better.
Right? Yeah, I just typed it in wrong.
I need a scratch paper.
Did you get .1745 in the applet?
I haven't put it in yet.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.1745.
Yeah, and then you round to 3 places, so it'd be 0.175.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you round to 3, it's 0.175.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 minus. Okay.
Okay, so I am confused on this one because it gives you two means.
Hang on just a second. I think I've got this figured out.
Yeah, the mean weight and then the sample mean.
Is the sample mean your X bar?
I
Yes.
think so.
Yes. And then the mean weight would be your mu.
The 185.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to write it out and look at it to make sure I was thinking about it right.
And go back to pull up all my nice little formulas.
I know. What did I do?
So the z-score I got was negative 0.04000.
Hold on.
What did you get for the z-score?
Like negative 0.040. Did I get something really wrong here?
I got negative 1.9201.
What did I do wrong?
Oh, just a
Well,
second. Let me
I could be doing it
see
wrong.
what I get. I'm going to figure that out again because I got negative 13 something. So negative 7.4.
Because I just looked at the chart at the applet, and this just does not look right. So
I'm still getting, okay, so I did 177.6 minus 185 over the 26.7 divided by the square root of 48. Is that
Yeah.
right?
That's what I did.
oops.
Which
Okay,
for
maybe that's because I got that first answer wrong.
my calculator, I can't put it in, or at least I don't know how. So I do the 26.7 with the square root of 48 and get that answer, and I write it out, and then I type it back in.
Now I've got negative 1.920.
I got that. I got that this time.
Okay.
If you use
So negative 1.9201826, yada, yada, yada. So
If you use lots and lots and lots of parentheses, you can do it all in one calculation on a scientific calculator.
yeah, even with my scientific, I did the top, and then I did the bottom, and then I divided, because I have to simplify things.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that was the z-score.
okay, so then what are we looking for?
No,
Are we looking for the z-score or the probability?
Yeah, so we need that negative 1.9201 in the applet.
We're looking for probability.
And they want extremes on both ends. So then we highlight both of the ends and leave out the middle.
Okay. So then that gives us 0.0549.
That's what I got. What did they want it rounded to?
0.05429.
I got 0.0549, but they only want it rounded to 3 decimal places. Should be
55.
0.055.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay, we have an answer that makes sense.
Hopefully. Okay.
I would say the distribution of the sample means.
That's what I was leaning towards because that's, yeah, samples you're going to get a narrower mean than, or narrow deviation than just observing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 6 is law of large numbers.
Correct. Because that applies to the spread, where the central theorem applies, whatever, to the
Shape.
I always think law of large numbers is the spread, and the central limit is shape.
Yeah, I can't remember that stuff. I gotta go back and look. But I'm trusting you guys, but I'm impressed that you guys remember that. I have to write it all out and constantly look at it.
In my mind, I have them like stacked on top of each other. The shape is always the first thing I look for, and if I see shape, it's central limit. If I see spread, it's always like underneath, and that's always law of large numbers. I don't know. It's like just a picture in my mind that I have.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps anybody ever, but.
Well, if you think of shape first, and C comes before L in the alphabet.
Oh, see? That's
way.
The shape is always the central limit thing, and spread would be law of large numbers.
Yeah, and actually central limit, the shape actually comes before spread in the alphabet as well.
Okay.
So you do central limit and shape, and then law and spread.
Nice.
I'm sure I have it written down somewhere, but okay. Number 7.
So then that would be 160 minus 150.8 divided by 8.8, right?
Yeah.
And that gets you the z-score?
Yep. So 1.045?
I'm getting 1.136, so hold on.
Yeah, I got 1.04545545 forever.
Okay, I put 150, not 150.8, 150.8 equals divided by the 8.8. 1.0454545.
Okay.
So we would round that up to 1.045, right?
Yeah. So then that in the applet, I get 0.148.
Yep. Yep, 0.148, yeah.
For number 8.
Okay, so we need a z-score again on 9.
I am sorry I keep hacking up hair.
I know you sound horrible. I'm sorry that you have to be here with us.
I'm not. I'm glad to be here to be doing this and be understanding it. I'd rather be here sick than not be here at all and then have no clue.
That's true.
So number 9.
If the sample mean, so I get the mean and the median mixed up sometimes. The median is actually the middle number, but the mean is the average.
The average.
Yeah.
Right?
So is that what we're doing then? We're finding the mean first?
I think so.
We need the sample mean. We need to get the sample mean. Oops. We're not dividing any.
So I'm getting that 160, which is actually the median as well.
Oops.
Is that what you guys get?
160, yes.
I'm punching all kinds of crazy stuff over here.
So the
Yeah.
sample size is 5.
Sample size is 5, yep.
The mean is 160.
Uh-huh. Wait. X bar is 160.
Yeah, actually,
It's
yeah, I
150.8.
agreed. X bar is 160, and then the mean would be the 150.8, right?
Yes.
Over the 8.8, over the 5.
Yes.
Okay, so what were you saying on this one again? So the z-score corresponding to the sample mean. So the sample mean is 160, which is the X bar.
Yeah, I think the X bar is the 160.
So has anybody gotten to the answer yet? Because I just got 2.338, I think.
Yeah, that I got 2.3. Yeah, if I round it, 3.8.
Okay.
2.338.
Yeah.
It's like 2.3377. Ooh.
That doesn't look very nice. Well, we're 2/3 of the way there.
So then the probability I'm getting 0.0097. Or point, I guess if you round it, 0.010.
Are we plugging this into the applet?
Yeah, isn't that what it's saying?
I think
Probability.
I don't know why I suddenly just. And you got point. What did you get?
I got 0.0097, and then if you round, oh wait, we have to round to 4 decimal places, so 0.0097.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know why I decided to try and work 9 a second time. That's where I got lost.
Are you good on that, Dominique?
I am.
Okay. I'm
Now I
still.
come up with something left skewed. I've never encountered the left skewed before.
The only place I've ever seen left skew is when it comes to grades. In fact, if you look in the, do you know how to find the class statistics on the grades in iLearn for our class? Oh my gosh, if you go into iLearn, like your dashboard page, and it shows your grade in the class and it's green, it's actually a link, and you can click on it and find all of the grades for all of the assignments that you've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
And over on the top right-hand side, it has a bunch of different little images, and one of them shows like a histogram, and it's a class statistics. And if
Cool.
you actually, our grades right now for the class are actually left skewed.
Oh, I did not know that. I look at the grade all the time.
Yeah, I was playing around with it. I was like, oh, check it out. Grades are actually left skewed for the class too.
So
Yes.
number 11 would be approximately normal.
Yeah.
Because of the sample size.
Yeah.
Yep. Central limit theorem.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not getting number 12. I'm not getting what?
The mean of the distribution of the sample means. I think this goes back to one of the earlier lessons.
Oh.
Okay, the mean is always going to be the same. The mean of the distribution of the sample means is always mu.
Yeah.
So the mean is 3.5. It's got to be.
Yes. Okay, I know. I'm getting it. Yes. You're right.
Okay, so the mean of the sample means. So it is 3.5 because that's what the mean GPA is.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate when they throw in all those extra words.
I know. I'm like, wait, what formula is this?
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, where's the formula?
Especially when it says, please. There was one last week that said, please calculate the mean of the sample means. And you're like, calculate, you're thinking formula.
Right.
But there's no calculation because it's already a given number. And that's something that throws me off.
Right.
Okay, so then the other one would be the 0.7 divided by the square root of 81, right?
I think so. Let me figure that one out. With that, I'm getting 0.07777778.
Yeah, which the 3 would be 0.078. 0.078.
Why can I not remember this? What is the formula for standard deviation again?
The standard deviation divided by the n value.
Okay.
The simple one.
Gotcha. Thank you.
The very beginning.
Okay.
And this is the less than greater than 1.
So 3.3 divided, or minus 3.5 divided by 0.7 to the square root of 81.
No, don't go away.
Which we want what? The probability? So I'm getting for the z-score negative 2.571. And on
I've
and
got
on.
to put this back in because I got 0.
Less than.
Negative 2.5714.
Yeah.
Negative 2.5.
And is that one that we're needing to plug in?
Yeah. So then in the applet, the probability I'm getting is 0.0051 or point zero. What do we need? 3.005.
What? Whoa. Be less than 3.3. Okay. So then I got
Greater than.
0.0060.
Oh. And you're putting in the negative. What are you putting in for the z-score?
Negative 2.514. What am I doing wrong?
I got the z-score as negative
2.5714.
You know what? That could be my problem. Yep. Okay.
So you get 0.005.
Got 0.0051.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or just 5, because you just want 3 decimal points.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, and then greater than. So just shaded.
There's another question? Oh my goodness.
Shade different.
So then I'm getting 0.9949 or 0.995.
Yeah.
That your final answer?
Yeah, I hope so. I know, I'm nervous to select this one. All right, are we done?
Yep, 100%. I think.
Woohoo!
I think. Yep.
Oh. Woohoo!
Yep.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Yay.
I wish
I
you
was-
gave group work on everything. I
Right.
had to take homework, redo it a couple of times, but I finally got 100% on it after my brain cleared.
Oh,
So
good.
I'll go back and look at that video and work through all of this on the homework before I do that one. So thank you for that recommendation.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like I said, actually, the homework has nothing to do with part 1. The homework is more of what we just went over right now.
Okay.
That's awesome.
But I think it's, you know, I'm sure the quiz or the first exam will have stuff on that. So,
It's probably going to be cumulative because we've got to build that foundation.
yeah.
Well, and I have snuck forward a little bit in the class just to see how much review there is, and it looks like, I mean, I haven't actually opened assignments yet, but it looks like there's a whole lot of review we can do, and so that makes me happy.
Good.
I need all the review I can get.
And then next week is we're going to be going over the practice exam. Is our lesson 8.
Okay.
Okay.
I did open that up. It's just, I think it's 35 questions, and that's what our homework or our group meeting is about. But it doesn't. I don't think it gave the answers.
I didn't look to see if it gave the answers, but I mean, the good news is it's just plug and chug. We get our answers, you know, individually, we talk about them, and then I mean, it's the exact same assignment. It's the exact same questions for our quiz.
Yeah, exactly. So if we each do that and come with the answers, then we'll see, you know, as long as we all get the right answers,
Yep.
it should go by
We're
quick.
all on the same page, then it's going well.
And I just clicked over to the dashboard on iLearn, and he has just posted, like an hour ago, he posted his recap video for last week for the questions people missed too.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
So, all right.
See you guys Monday.
Yep, see you Monday.
All right. Have a good
Thanks.
weekend, guys.
Yeah,
Okay,
y'all
bye.
And it takes about 10 minutes for for this to load to YouTube and for me to put it on there. So that's why it's 5-10 minutes before you guys can comment.
No, that's fine. Thank you for doing that.
I'll
No?
probably check it tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to stay up much later tonight. I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you
good night.
so
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.